A day after his big victory, New York's mayor-elect Zoram Abdani says he's got a clear mandate and he plans to use it. He's promising affordable housing, rent freezes, and free buses. He's just announced his transition team, but as mayor, his actual powers are limited. So can he really deliver? He wants a 4-year rent freeze on the city's 1 million rent-stabilized flats. But to make that happen, he'll need approval from the city's Rent Guidelines Board. And current mayor Eric Adams could still appoint new members before leaving office to make it harder. He also wants to make public buses free and faster, a plan he says would cost around $630 million a year, though some officials put it closer to $1 billion a year. To pay for it all, Mamdani wants to raise corporate taxes and add a 2% surcharge on anyone earning over $1 million. But the governor and state legislature would have to agree. And Governor Kathy Hochul's made it clear she's against new taxes ahead of her own election. So will Zohran Mamdani turn his bold promises into action, or will political reality hit first?
All right, Joseph, what's your thoughts on Zoram Abdani winning the race for mayor in New York City? Do you think he's going to be able to make good on these promises, or do you think that it's just going to be another politician promising some shit that he can't deliver on?
So I'm gonna speak on his victory first, right? First of all, congratulations. Me and Ty spoke about him a few times. He won in the landslide. He beat Cuomo twice in the primary and in the preliminary or the primary, 2 stages, right? He beat him twice. He beat against the opposition of his own Democratic Party, who refused to endorse him, to conservatives and Republicans who bashed him, called him a socialist, said he was crazy, billionaires who were advertising against him.
He called himself a socialist. He calls himself a democratic socialist. So he's not,
and that's fine.
He
calls himself. He can be. He calls himself. Yeah, well, he's a democratic socialist, right? But despite the fact that both parties hated him, his own party did not endorse him. Billionaires hated him. There was a campaign. They funded campaigns to bash him and to go against him, and he still won against all that. The people still voted for him, right? So first of all, congratulations, right? The people spoke. This is who the people wanted. So all the billionaires and all the politicians didn't want him. The people wanted him. So mad respect that he got the support of the people. And for me, you know me, I'm a people person. So I'm always going to go with the people want. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. Congratulations. And then as far as like, is he going to be able to get done what he wants to get done? That depends. Because if the people want it, what are the politicians going to do? If the people if the majority of people want something, bro, how do you feel about the idea that politicians just say, no, you can't have that? You know what I mean? Like, if this is really a democracy and the people are saying this is what we want and they vote for something, and then your government or your congressmen say no, is it really democracy if this is what the people want?
But he was promising things that is not in his power to deliver on. So he said, hey,
like raising taxes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can't. You
put it up for a vote.
Kathy Hochul has to okay it, and she already said no. She said,
I'm not. Vote. Put it up for a vote. But if the people want it, what does that mean?
She said no. Like she specifically said, I'm not doing it.
But if the people want this to happen, what does that mean for democracy? If the people are saying, listen, let these rich people pay more in taxes, I'm okay with that. Put that on the ballot. We want to vote on that. What are they going to say? No? And if they do say no, what does that say about our government and our democracy? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you got to understand, this is a class war right now, bro. It's been a class war for a while now, actually. But this is class warfare. These are people saying we want people who are richer and wealthier to pay more taxes so that we can help our communities, help our cities, you know what I mean? Like, we need more aid, and the rich people should be paying more in taxes. People want that. People want that.
Yeah. So, but the problem is the things that he was promising, the things that people ended up voting for him for, aren't things within his power to deliver on.
Like what?
The rent freeze. He's the chick just said in the article I just played. He's not. It's not within his power to do. He can't just unilaterally be like, hey, all you landlords could just freeze rents right now. He can't just say that. He can't just do that.
Well, then he has to. I think that the way that he should go about this, because see, the thing is, the establishment's not going to go for him. They already said they already see him as an outsider. They didn't want him to win. Both parties were completely against him. And like I said, if both parties hate that candidate, that's a candidate I might want to put in office. Because I hate both parties. And if they both hate him and the people pick them, that's a candidate I would have my eye on and say, yo, this might be the change that we need. This might be the direction we have to go in. Because right now, we have Republicans controlling all 3 branches of government, and the whole government's still shut down. Which for me shows that party can't lead. I'm sorry, but y'all keep blaming it on Democrats, but like not you, but like generally speaking, but like if your party controls all three branches of government and the government is still shut down and you're pointing fingers at the other party, you don't know how to lead. I'm sorry, that shows that lack of failure of leadership on your part. You
Let
control
me ask
all
you a
three
question.
branches. Just like when Obama controlled all three branches of government and did nothing and we criticize him for that, I say the same thing for Republicans. I keep that same energy. It's no
Well,
different
I
from
didn't
Obama to
criticize them
Trump.
for it.
Same
I
energy.
I blame the Republicans, but that's just me. But all right, so let me ask you. Like, do you think this could? All right, so let me say, let's say my piece on it first, then I'll ask you. So,
No,
in my opinion, I am glad that he won. I'm glad that he won the mayoral race, because now we get to see, like, there is no in between. It's either going to be one way or the other way. There's no middle ground. So either, because he's like a socialist kind of, take from the wealthy, give to everyone else. Like he's like a champion of that, right? So we're gonna
right.
see in real time if this shit is viable in America.
And I'm
So if
you're right. You're right. Let it happen.
but if it's not viable, everybody who believes this shit gotta shut the fuck up forever. Because now we like, okay, we voted this dude in is this the biggest American city in American City, right? New
I'd
York,
probably be.
either New
I
York
feel
or
like
California,
if not New York, it'd
or
be
LA.
LA, but definitely New York. If
But
not,
so it's one of the
I feel
two.
like it's a toss up between. But I feel
Yeah,
like
right.
it'd be New York
So
because that's the economic center of like the entire country. Like
right. So
it's where Wall Street
we
is.
put this guy in. Y'all voted this guy in to the biggest,
Right.
not some small bubble fuck town somewhere with a population of 50,000 people. No, y'all put this guy in with millions of people. That's a fucking economic hub on the East Coast. So now it's either sink or swim for this ideology. Now I look at it two different ways. It could be if this works, if he ends up doing the things that he ends up saying and it works, it could be the blueprint for a utopian America where everybody's doing this and people have more money in their pockets and everything is cool. But if the opposite happens, and if the opposite happens, then the people who have this ideology gonna have egg on their face because y'all got exactly what the fuck y'all champion for. Y'all got exactly what the fuck y'all wanted all these years. And now, so it's one or the other. So now y'all either gonna sink or swim with this ideology.
I agree with you. There's no disagreement with that. I agree with you. And I agree that we should allow it to happen to see if it's going to fail or succeed, right? Now, there's two things I'm going to say to that. One is the system that we have now is already failing. So we already have egg in our face. So what I'm saying is you got to make sure that if we're criticizing whatever he's trying to do, what we're doing now is not working. Our economy is still tanking. Trump is struggling in the polls. The economy is 72% of Americans say that the economy is in a worse place than we were last year. Food has not gone down. The cost of housing has not gone down. Everything is expensive. We're bailing out other countries by billions of dollars. The wealthy are getting ridiculous tax breaks that are adding to our deficit. Our government is shut down. They're about to start canceling flights on Friday because of the government shutdown. People aren't getting paid. You know what I mean? It's taking wealthy people to come out and donate money to the veterans or to the military so they can keep getting paid. Like what we have now is not working. So I agree with you 100%, Ty. If that doesn't work, yeah, it was a stupid plan. It was delusion. It was all that. That's fine. But what we have now is not working either. You see what I'm saying? Like we ain't got much to talk about right now of what we have in place. You know what I mean? And so that's all I'm trying to add to that. Like you're right. I agree with you 100%. But what we have now is not working. And right now, the state of our government, it's shut down. It is not working.
Facts. I agree. But also part of it too is
I want something different. I'm down to try something different. If it fails, so be it. But what we have now has failed. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like socialists who made Wall Street crash and then we bailed the banks out with people's money, with taxpayer money. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the housing bubble crisis, that wasn't because of socialists.
Right.
You know what I mean? All that stuff was because of corrupt politicians working with bankers, working with mortgage brokers. All that stuff was because of stuff that was not the average person's fault. And yet we bailed all these people out with our tax money. You see what I'm saying? Our country's already being robbed.
Fair. I don't disagree.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
I think ideologically, it could be a bad thing. The reason I think it could be a bad thing is because this has been propped up as a form of, this could fix everything, right? And this has been propped up to a large segment of people like, yo, if we behave more socialist as a country, then this could be, save everybody. The rich people pay more, and this could be a good thing, right? But if this shit doesn't turn out well, that whole camp is like, okay, nigga, we got to just ball everything up and go back to the drawing board. Just like, for example, because you and I talked about this before. When black people say, hey, you know what? The reason that we're behind is because we don't have reparations. If the fucking American government decides to give every black person $300,000-$400,000, and be like, hey, here y'all go. I'm tired of hearing y'all fucking mouths about this reparation shit. Here y'all go. Take $300,000. Do you think that's going to be a good thing for Black America or a bad thing for Black America?
If we get reparations?
I'm saying, like, if the American government just be like, yo, I'm tired of hearing y'all bitching about this reparations. Y'all saying like, oh, everything will be better if we just get reparations. Okay, cool. Give y'all these reparations. I don't think it's going to be a good thing, because now they're going to, like, Black people would lose the fucking the moral high ground in any conversation, because they're going to be like, if you give them this money, and you and I we talked about this before, most motherfuckers going to crash out and just go buy all the Hellcats and buy all the fucking Louis Vuitton bags and buy, like, they're like, you can't, I don't think you could just throw money at a problem, because people who are not used to having money are just going to spend the money. They're just going to have new cool shit.
Right. So, all right. So I would want it to happen, just because, one, I do feel like the African American community is owed some kind of debt, right? So just give it to them so that they can shut up about it. And I'm not saying I'm tired of hearing about it, but if you give it to them, then in the future, if they blow all that money, Ty, and then they come looking for more help, they're gonna be like, "Yo, we gave you out the reparations."
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this conversation is over. The conversation is never going to be over because nothing has happened. So I would like for this conversation.
But then they would lose that moral. They would lose that card to play.
Let it
like,
happen.
you understand what I'm saying? They would lose that victim card.
No, absolutely. And those who are responsible will grind and set themselves up and produce generational wealth. And those who won't will crash and burn. But guess what? At the end of the day, this conversation is done. There's nothing to discuss. We did it. We gave it to y'all. You see what I'm saying? I'm okay with that, right? And then the second point I wanted to make is, let's not forget. You keep alluding to, like, all right, so we're gonna try this, and if it crash and burns or it doesn't work, or socialism is supposed to save everybody. Listen, when was the American economy the greatest and had the most strength? When was the middle class the strongest? When did we have affordable housing? When was the middle class bigger and stronger? This was in the 50s. This was during Eisenhower. This is during FDR. This is during Roosevelt. You know what the corporate tax rate around that time was? About 90%. That was the corporate tax rate. America had the greatest prosperity, the strongest middle class. We were growing, thriving as a nation. And the corporate tax rate was like 90%, bro. So if you want to see what it looks like to actually tax the rich, tax the uber wealthy, and then use that to benefit every American or every average American, it's not perfect. But look how strong our economy was. Look how strong the middle class was. Look how much Americans were happy with what we were doing. That's the kind of country I want to go back to. So we already have a track record to look back to and say, we did this before and it worked. And then when we started cutting all that back and reducing those taxes, and Reaganomics came in, all that happened, the economy started falling apart. It all started falling apart. So we have a model. And Bernie Sanders has said this before. He said, I am a FDR New Deal Democrat. Bernie has said the same thing. We've done this before. We've seen this. We have a track record that we can follow. We have a blueprint we can go back to. But people like to forget history. So we have it, bro. It's there. Research it for anybody who's questioning that. Like, we did it before. The corporate tax rate was like 90%. And we were thriving as a nation. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what's going to happen, but we've tried this before and it worked. And then the rich people were like, no, I don't like that, and changed it. And now every decade, our economy has tanked. And here we are now, with the dollar losing so much value right now, with everybody basically cashing in their dollars for UN and all these other different types of currencies. People are now trading in dollars for gold now. Gold is more valuable than the US dollar now. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is where we are now. So that's why I'm like, bro, we need something new. Right. I'm down for something new. I'm down for something different. And you know me, I'm always down for taxing the uber wealthy. I'm always down for taxing the uber wealthy, bro. If we got $20 billion to give to Argentina, like I said, or billions of dollars to just give to Israel instead of Americans, bro, I want you to get paid. Yeah. I want you to get your money. I want you to get your bread, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm truly Americans first. Right, you can't tell me Joe ain't America first, bro. I'm always America first, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't care. Before rich mother effers, before these politicians, they're still getting paid while people aren't getting paid. These politicians are still getting paid while our government is shut down, and they still got their health insurance while people are getting their EBT cut off, and all this stuff is happening. They're getting paid. Americans first, bro. Listen, Mardani, I wish you the best, because I feel like if you're leading your city, I want you to succeed. I want you to make New York better. Just like I said this for President Trump, right? For Trump, I didn't vote for him. I couldn't stand the boy. But what did I say? If he becomes our president, I want our country to succeed. So I'm going to wish him luck. I'm going to wish him good things, because he's leading our country. I want him to take us in a better direction. Right. So I wish Zoram Abdani the best. Yeah. Like, I hope that you push and move New York into a better direction for the people, because
Yeah.
New Yorkers are struggling, bro. The cost of living is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So
I mean, listen, I could talk about that for a while. I personally don't understand why motherfuckers live in New York. I'm like,
I'm ready for something different. I'm excited.
In
to see
LA,
what
I don't understand why people live there either. They got these grown
I
ass
don't get
people
it.
with fucking roommates. They 6 dudes sharing a fucking
You got
bathroom.
rats.
Anyway, I'm not even gonna go there.
The rats are getting out of control.
Right, yeah,
Like,
rat.
I'm
I'm like,
good,
okay,
bro.
all right. Look, I'm not trying to shit on New York. It is. I don't like New York personally, but it's today, right? All right, listen. Let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.
Until next time.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?